Later Mughal. Aurangzeb died in 1707 and a succession war started among the three sons, Muazzam, Ajam, and Kambaksh. Muazzam, Ajam, and Kambaksh. Muazzam was the eldest. Muazzam defeated Ajam in the Battle of Jajau. Jajau is a place in UP. Jajau is a place in UP. So Ajam was defeated in the Battle of Jajau by Muazzam in the Battle of Jajau. Jajau is a place in UP. Very soon, Muazzam also defeated Kambaksa in the Battle of Hyderabad. So Kambaksa was also defeated. So Muazzam became the emperor and Muazzam took the title. The title was Bahadur Shah. So actual name was Muazzam. The title was Bahadur Shah. He would be called Bahadur Shah I. He ruled from 1707 to 1712. Vipanchandra says that he got the throne at a very late age. And when he got the throne at a very late age, then his first priority was to stabilize the empire. Because of the policies followed by Aurangzeb, entire Mughal empire was on decline and he was just struggling hard just to survive, just to stabilize that empire. If this is so, he would go for very pacifist policy. He would not try to take strict action against any of the group. In fact, he would not try to take very strict decisions at all. And at times, not to create a trouble against himself, he would not try to decide anything at all. And that is why the contemporary historians like Kafi Khan would call him as shah-I. He would be called by the contemporary historians like Kafi Khan as shah-I because he would not decide very strict things at all. Kafi Khan is a very interesting historian. He is one of the few historians in India who would give the reference of Anarkali. If you talk about the time of Bahadur Shah when he got the throne at a very late age, his first priority was to stabilize the empire. No, and that is why at this stage the Mughals would go for very pacifist type of policy, just trying to stabilize the empire, So the Mughals followed very pacifist policy towards most of the communities. For example, if we talk about the Rajputs, two rulers we have already discussed. One was Ajit Singh. Ajit Singh was of Marwar. And one was Jai Singh. Jai Singh was of Amer. In times of Aurangzeb, he did not follow a very friendly. If we talk about the time of Aurangzeb, he did not follow very friendly policy towards Marwar and Amer. But if we talk about this time, the Mughals in times of Bahadur Shah I followed a very friendly policy towards Marwar and Amer. Then a very friendly policy towards the Jats and the Bundelas. This was the time the Jats, the ruler was Churaman. So the Jat kingdom was very close to that of Delhi, always a security threat that would be, so a very friendly policy towards Churaman and a very friendly policy toward the Bundelas. The Bundela ruler was Chhatrasal. The adopted daughter of Chhatrasal was Mastani. The adopted daughter of Chhatrasal was Mastani. Abne suna hoga Bajirao Mastani? No? So yes, Mastani, we also get the reference of that. It is believed that the adopted daughter of Chhatrasal, she was Mastani, no? And we get the story of Bajirao Mastani, no? In some the story they would talk about that. Chhatrasal was the Bundela ruler. Then they also followed, the Mughals also followed very friendly policy toward the Marathas. And the Maratha Prince Shahu was released in 1707. Now, who was Shahu? When we discuss about the regional powers, we'll discuss about Marathas in detail. But at this stage, I'm just giving you a related information because this is a crossover point. No, where the Maratha history would crisscross with the Mughal history. So एक छोटी सी बात देखिए, Shivaji. The time period of Shivaji was 1627 to 80. And this time period was the entire lifetime of Shivaji, 1627 to 80. That was the time period of Shivaji. Shivaji was succeeded by two sons, Sambhaji and Rajaram. Sambhaji and Rajaram. The time period of Sambhaji was 1680 to 89. And time period of Rajaram was 1689 to 1700. Sambhaji was defeated and killed by the Mughals. Mughals and Maratha, they were fighting against each other. So Sambhaji was defeated and killed by the Mughals. And this was the time when Sambhaji was killed. His son Shahu was captured by Mughals. So Shahu was son of Sambhaji. He had been captured in 1689. So Shahu was released by the Mughals. In 1707, Shahu was released. It was a friendly policy toward the Marathas. And at the same time, it was very diplomatic. Why? Because once Sambhaji was killed by the Mughals, Rajaram became the ruler. The Rajaram ruled from 1689 to 1700. After death of Rajaram, the next ruler was Shivaji II. His son was Shivaji II. So now Shivaji II became the ruler. And Shivaji II was very young, just few years old. So the actual rule was in hands of Queen Tarabai. The actual rule was that of Queen of Rajaram, Tarabai. So Tarabai was already ruling over Marathas and they were fighting with the Mughals. Don't you think that if the Mughals would release Shahu at this stage, it would create two power centers among the Marathas? One led by Shahu, one led by Tarabai, and the civil war would start among the Marathas, and that would begin the Maratha polity. So it was looking like a friendly policy, but at the same time, it was very diplomatic. So the Mughals, they were constantly following a very friendly policy, a pacifist policy to stabilize their empire. But one community was exception, Sikh. The Sikh were rebellious, very rebellious, constantly on rise. First of all, we have to understand that this was the time the Sikh were led by a great military commander and a very saint-like person, Banda Bahadur ji. So, अब क्या हुआ? That ninth Sikh Guru, Guru Tegh Bahadur, was executed on the orders of Aurangzeb. It was a blunder because this would convert Sikh into a military community. The 10th Guru and the last Guru, he was Guru Gobind Singh Ji. He established Khalsa. Now, what was Khalsa? The Sikh military structure would be called Khalsa. So already by the time of 10th Sikh Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, Khalsa had been established. Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the time period was 1666 to 1708. He was the last Guru. After this, Guru Granth Sahib. That would be considered Guru, no? So last Sikh Guru was Guru Gobind Singh Ji. After this, the political leadership of Sikhism came to Banda Bahadur. Banda Bahadur. And Banda Bahadur, the time period was 1708 to 1716. This was the time Banda Bahadur led big number of Sikh people. Massive was the Sikh rebellion. So the Mughals were following pacifist policy towards all of the community. But one community was exception, that was Sikh, who were constantly rising under the leadership of Banda Bahadur. So the Mughals took very strict military policy against the Sikh, trying to suppress them. Correct? So one community was exception, Sikh. Apart from that, against all the other communities, they followed very pacifist and very friendly policy.